Folks, at home, then you may be wondering, why is this such a big deal for manufacturing? Something so small in size as a fingerprint, as a sophisticated manufacturing that's ever been done. Pat was explaining to me what these are going to look like. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, but I was impressed. You're going to dig down 60 feet, 10 football fields long. You're going to make that all cement. You're going to use that as basis to build on, because you need security, you need stability for what you have on top, and you're going to build up stories beyond. I mean, this is incredible. Am I able to write a message?
If you would like to, sir.
I would like to. But industry leaders are choosing us, the United States, because they see America's back and America's leading the way.
And everything you spoke of is about life, isn't it? And what we can do through food, through the growth of agriculture that feeds the species and the population, but also what we can do to improve the condition of human life in terms of sickness, and what we can do and discover in terms of treatment. That really is so exciting.
When President Biden and I ran for office, we promised that we would not raise taxes on families making less than $400,000 a year, and we have kept that promise. Today, the business of our work is for the Council to report on the work that has occurred since our last meeting across these areas. We will today also discuss the work yet ahead, the work we must still do to continue to move forward.
I want to thank Rob Portman for being the gentleman and decent man that he is, and for showing that Democrats and Republicans can work together to get big things done for our country. I really mean it. I'm trying to find where he's sitting, but he's a good man. Thank you. You're leaving a hell of a legacy as you leave what you're doing as a consequence of you, in large part.
Our plan, powered by the Inflation Reduction Act, represents the largest investment in fighting climate change in our country's history. And it will put us well on our way toward a future where we depend on the wind, the sun, and other clean sources of energy. We will rid ourselves from our current dependence on fossil fuels.
And for those who are angry with Joe Biden for forgiving between $10,000 and $20,000 in debt, I want to ask you why you're being so churlish.
No matter what your documentation says. And you graduated from a Georgia high school, you should qualify for the Hope Scholarship. You should qualify to apply to UGA and Georgia Tech and Georgia College. You should be able to go to any school you want. If you want to come to Valdosta, that should be your choice. And I encourage you to make that choice. But right now, you don't have the choice. Because in Georgia, if you are undocumented, you are denied full access. That does not make sense. We are growing the next generation of leaders, and I believe we should be investing. And it doesn't take away from anyone for immigrant students to be able to attend our schools, to pay in-state tuition. That's the next piece. You should be able to pay, if you finished high school here, you live in this state, you should be able to pay in-state tuition. It is an artificial impediment to require immigrant students who are undocumented to pay out-of-state tuition.
Or, we also were able to make it cheaper to get an electric vehicle if you want to save money on gas.